How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Thursday Night Live 24.
We're getting older.
24 out the door.
Getting older.
How is everybody doing tonight? Don't everyone talk at once.
I think I might have a hangnail. I don't know how I'm doing.
Hangnail.
No, I don't have no hangnails. I ripped all those out.
Did you? You sure about that?
I'm positive.
Them damn hangnails.
I just love the pain.
I live for the pain. The pain and suffering.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. So yeah, everyone watched the video that I put up a couple days ago, Wednesday, or was that Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah, that was
It went live.
Wednesday.
There's more coming to that. I did a little more research on that, and I need to amend that video a little bit. It's still there to divide North and South, but that's not actually that actually isn't an official line part of the line or marker.
So you're saying it's kind of like a tourist attraction.
Well, no, I mean it's still divided. Like I said in the video, not all of Western Virginia was on board with with slavery. Actually, that's like I was trying to figure out, 'cause I never like I know our history class, or we had like a West Virginia history in junior high.
Yeah.
No, fixing screw ups, right? I had to delete all my videos. Come on, Matt. Hey, Matt, I sent you a link, man. Send it through Skype. But when before the or about the time when the Civil War is kicking off, the northern panhandle that I live in was the first area of Western Virginia that decided that no, we want no part of what's going on, and joined the North. And that's when the first capital for West Virginia, or Western Virginia, was actually in Wheeling. After
A little note.
Go ahead.
A little note for somebody that might not know the United States very well. Say they're out of the country. West Virginia, the panhandle that Dante lives in, is literally split with a river. I mean, you could cross that little panhandle in what? Literally 20 minutes.
I can go from the Pennsylvania state line to the Ohio state line in 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, you're talking very, very narrow for history too. How this is. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, like, let's say it can take, like, today it'd take us 15, 20 minutes, but back in that time, it took, by horse, it probably took an hour.
Yeah, but I mean that just gives you gives someone a better idea of what you're talking about in your area. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like on Motamina I was talking about. Someone said, "Well," I said, I'm pretty much in between Ohio and Pennsylvania," and they're like, "How is that even possible?" Northeast Texas ain't not Northeast Texas. Sup, Vec?
Hi, Vic.
But yeah, after I did that video, I did a little more research, and I ended up learning a lot more than I thought I knew. And actually, our history teacher didn't teach us all about that. See, before this section of the state split off from Virginia, and I'm not sure how I'm going to go about doing that video yet, but there's in downtown Wheeling, there's what was called Center Market, and that's where they used to auction off slaves. I don't know how I'm going to do that video and not have YouTube ping it not advertiser friendly.
You might have to run it unmonetized.
I mean, it don't make a shit to me, but
Now,
I mean, they can market. The only thing I'm worried about is them hitting more. Because I think my channel's small enough, they're not even pissing on me.
now this was the part of the dispute that split the state apart was part of the slavery during the war.
It was part of the slavery,
Correct.
and because Virginia, like I said, when they split when they were splitting North and South, slavery was one of the reasons, and the other reason was basically the northern part of West Virginia had more of a cultural makeup to Pennsylvania than it did towards like Southern Virginia.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a joke for people. I can go 3 hours south of my own state, and it's like I'm in another state.
I mean, what I'm kind of leaning towards, I mean, a lot of what is going on, say, all the riots and dispute everything about the South and everything during that war is really kind of twisted right nowadays. People think it was all over slavery, when it really wasn't. Slavery had a hand in it, but that wasn't the main thing. You know?
It was political differences.
Right. And there was just more than one difference, too.
Because the South, which a lot of people don't realize this, pretty much a lot of the South was all Democrat. It's funny how that works today, ain't it?
Yes, yes.
Because now mostly the northern states are Democrat.
Now, since I mean your area had a large, your state had a large, say, portion for about the slavery. But the question from me is, knowing my area, did you have a lot of the movement of like the Underground Railroad?
I don't know. I haven't dug that deep.
I mean, that would be an interesting thing to look into after you.
I mean,
the lines.
I mean, it's definitely close enough. And this is one of the states that was actually forged because of the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure there is some Underground Railroad around here.
See, I could actually take a map and draw you a line where the Underground Railroad ran, not too far from me. And actually, I have it in some of my videos where I actually hit different markers, and they went straight. You could take it straight to a. They called it free slave colonies, where they actually put in. They were either bought or given property for themselves, their own, and they could farm it or whatever. You know what I mean?
Apparently in Ohio there is an Underground Railroad museum.
Yeah.
Because
I was just wondering if that.
Because Ohio was a free state.
Yep. I was just wondering if it kind of branched off after further east and they went into Ohio. They came up through West Virginia. Then, you know what I mean? Because they were, I don't know what's off the top of my head. I still can't think of the proper terminology. But they were basically headhunters for slaves that would still come up into Pennsylvania and illegally take slaves, get a hold of them, and take them down to their owners.
Yeah.
So I mean, they really did they dispersed as far out as they could, really, yeah. And actually, the one settlement, it's historically there's a suspicion that the water supply was poisoned to kill off the slaves, the free slaves.
Right here, I just found it. I just found them talking about it. Actually, it says in the days leading up to the American Civil War, Wheeling, Virginia, grew into an important stop for the Underground Railroad, standing in between Ohio and Pennsylvania. Many runaway slaves would enter the city by darkness of night and find lodging courtesy of the AME Zion Church and the program of Wheeling House Hotel, who would arrange safe housing for runaways. One local family would hide fugitive slaves in the poultry wagon and drive them to freedom in Pittsburgh. Despite them, these gems of humanity, slavery existed in Virginia, which ran further north than the Staten Island. So yeah, the Northern Panhandle was
part of it.
Was part of the
Yeah,
Underground Railroad.
I find that very, very interesting part of history, you know. And all this stuff ties into what you start into with the markers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Take you to actually it was an inn, and they actually have tunnels under the ground, and they said they don't know exactly where they go because they go for so far long, the air's too bad to travel with.
Yeah,
and then you get a lot of cave-ins.
It's stale, and yeah. So yeah, it looks like from what I've seen, just a little bit I read, it really looks like that they would that's how they ushered them up north. They brought them up through Virginia up to the Panhandle, and then took them across the state lines.
That's cool. You should do a series and link the two states together.
Huh?
You and I should do a series and link the two states together.
I think the goat would have been a kid back then. Yeah, Matt wanted to know if he was riding the goat back then, like.
It was a really small goat back then. My feet were dragging on the ground.
My feet were dragging. What's up, Matt?
Hey, Matt.
What's going on, guys? How are we doing?
Hey, I got a question for you. On your Cena, are you using the boom mic or are you using the one that you place?
The first time I was using the just the thin wired mic that come with the Cena.
Yeah.
And then this last video I was using the boom mic that came with the Cena.
Okay, the thin wired mic was the one I had trouble with audio. There was no noise canceling or nothing. When I switched back to the actual boom mic, not the one with the wire and has the boom, but the actual one that hooks into the unit itself.
Right, that's what I was using the last video.
Yeah, I can't quite figure out. Like I said, it sounded like it was trying to record two audio tracks.
Well, see, I thought about that. That's why I did not take my phone, my iPod. I didn't have anything else electrical on me other than my watch. I didn't even have it on. I mean,
What
I
I
don't know
would,
what it is.
what I would try to do, I'd resync the headset in the backpack again.
I'll try it.
Because all last year and until the wreck, all of my audio was through my Cena in the backpack. It's only been since after the wreck that I've pretty much went back to a wired mic.
Well, when I was editing, it was laggy and all that good stuff was going on, and I thought, well, maybe the video won't sound that way, but it does.
Do you use the Hero 4 or 3?
The
3.
Have you updated the firmware lately?
No. Matter of fact, I need to. I think when I pulled up the GoPro site, it said something about it. I needed to update it.
Have you updated your Cena lately?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll have to try that. I need to update the Hero and see what it does.
I would imagine that there'd be too much difference between the 3 and the 4. In case they use the same backpack.
In my eyes, one step is never a major difference with GoPro.
No. It's only from the 4 to the 5 that there's a change. That's like from the 5 to the 6. The only thing that's really different is you can do 4K at 60 frames a second now.
Which is nice, but your files are going to be huge. And
1080, I think you can do like 120 frames, or no, like two, or it's like 180 frames. It's some ridiculous amount of frames for 1080.
it would give you a smoother video.
Yeah, but really, that high frame count is really only good for slow motion.
True. I mean, for lightning strikes to be awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I always knock mine down. Well, not always, but I normally knock mine down frame rate anyway to put it up on YouTube to make the file smaller,
Yeah, highest frame rate I'd use 60 or 1080 60 super.
I use that also for my writing. Well, unless I forget to change it from the ITL. The ITL being a face video, I don't need that high,
The Buckeye Boys, we went to see the Underground Railroad. Big disappointment. They took the tracks out. You was wanting to ride that train, wasn't you?
No, Keith wanted to ride his Rebel down it.
I don't think that hole would have been big enough to fit the Rebel in you.
The Rebel's pretty small.
Dude, those tunnels are big enough to crawl in most of the time.
Oh, I know. I've seen them. The entrances at that inn I was telling you about. You could actually go down in the basement and see them. They have them right there. They're all chained off and everything. There's a few of them that actually they concreted in because they had cave-ins.
Yeah.
There's like 3 of them there, and I mean it's an awesome historical landmark to actually visit. In fact, Suburban Rider was down a few years ago, and I took them over hoping to be able to get in there. And here they had it closed for some reason, and it was a letdown. I took them not too far away to a falls, natural falls that we have.
This train is bound for glory. This train, toot toot. Oh,
They modeled the Trump train after it, huh?
the Trump train. Yeah, I'm gonna get tagged for not advertiser friendly now. Oh well.
Michelle was watching. Oh, I forget the name of the show. It's a series that she loves. It's on FX, and it was so anti-Trump. It was unreal. Like, I can't watch any more of this. I mean, they were crying because Hillary lost in this series. Like, oh,
Oh, I know. It's ridiculous.
get the snowblower out.
It's a bunch of crybabies.
I hear the train somewhere.
Yeah, it's here. Oh shit.
When you go back to that marker, you tell them to put plexiglass in.
Yeah. I don't see. The funny thing is, I don't know how long it's been broke. Chris, that could have been broke for the last 4 or 5 years or longer. Because there's no residual glass. Someone cleaned it up.
Probably a bunch of kids driving by, throwing stuff out the window, trying to hit it.
Yeah, I'll say that.
Or someone just wanting to get out of the rain. Who fucking knows? Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is.
Oh yeah. It's sad that somebody's got to destroy something like that, though.
Yeah, it could have been a vehicle going by. Could have kicked up something.
Yeah, people are crazy. I mean, they come by in the middle of the night and try to get your KLR parts, everything.
Yeah.
I think your parts are
We
safe
would.
for.
Yeah, it'll be safe for tomorrow for at least 6 weeks. 4 to 6. That'll give you time to get some new ones put on, so.
Dude, my OCD was kicking so hard. What?
I was telling my wife about that over dinner this afternoon.
I'm serious. When you said it looks just like yours, I would have looked at her, but dead serious goes, no, it's not the same color, and it's not all scratched up. It's not just like mine. And it has less miles.
It's got different tires.
Hey, there you go, True. I'd want to keep my old tires though.
But yeah, like I was telling Mike and talked about a little bit earlier, as long as the weather holds out, I gotta make the for Sunday. I need to make an amendment to that video.
It rained
Just make
here
a link
for
to
couple
it.
days.
What was that, Matt?
I said it rained here for a few days. It was nice today.
Did it?
The drizzle hasn't stopped here.
So anyone else see the video that Eminem released yesterday?
I missed it.
Consider yourself lucky. Basically him attacking Donald Trump. It was funny reading through the comments of that video because people said, Michigan voted for Trump. You're from Michigan.
Yeah, and any votes for Hillary was all fake. I mean, some of the names weren't alive for at least 50 years. I'm getting the tinfoil hat on here.
The tinfoil.
Tell you what, guys, I don't get into politics much because I, really don't think it does any good. Everybody says yes, it does. Your voice, all this stuff.
It doesn't do any good.
I mean, my hometown where I grew up, just not long back, they were talking about annexing the city, and of course I don't live in that county anymore, so I didn't go to the meeting. But my dad did, and he said there was 96% of the residents in that area present and voted against it. Now in the city, so 90%, 96% of them said no, and they go ahead and do it. What kind of voice is that?
The government's, we don't have the power that we were set up to have. You know what I mean? It's been gone for a very, very, very long time. And that's where a lot of people are, that's whenever you get into people saying, oh, we need to tear down and rebuild. If you get into politics, our government was only set to run for how many years? And it was supposed to be tore down and reestablished.
That's the whole it wasn't meant to work this long argument.
Yeah, and it depends on what you really want to believe, what you think about it. And it's like, do we have a true word? I don't know. No.
It depends on how much money you have.
Well, I'm making I'm making a lot of money off of eBay on 2009 Killer parts.
Scratch and dip sale.
Yeah.
That all comes out to that's like there's so many different ways you can look at it.
Yeah.
as far as like, I mean, I can take it one step further. I mean, half of these senators or representatives, it was never meant to be a career.
Nope.
It was meant to go in, do your service, and get out, not make a career of it. Now it's fucking career. You got people go in, millionaires, and they're fucking. Then they go to fucking be billionaires and fucking. Christ, you got people dying in there.
I was just going to mention that. I was just waiting. And
Christ, our senator we had cleared of 2010, Robert Byrd. That jackass was still alive when it was horse and buggy. Yeah, you can't tell me, and that's how long. And God, he was in there for some ridiculous. You can't tell me someone who's been around for that long needs to still be in there. All right, man. We'll see you when you get back, Keith.
He paid the right people.
see you, Keith.
No, I think he paid the right people. Just back in those times. I mean, West Virginia, the only industry that was here for the longest time, or was still left, was coal mining, and coal mining just about dead. Oh yeah, that's another thing I kind of want to get into. The road bond that I was talking about. That vote was last Saturday. That passed. You know how many people in my county actually voted that was out of registered voters? Which I did. I was surprised there was only there was only about the number of registered voters that was actually in my county. In my county, there's only 600 registered voters. Let that sink in for a minute.
What's the population?
I'm digging that up right now.
601.
I know it's more than 600. Because Christ, my city's. It looks like as of 2015, 31,978.
So 600 registered.
600 are registered. Just let that sink in.
The other ones are too busy guarding their stills.
Okay, now that you know that, how many do you think actually voted for the road bond? Or made a vote for the road bond?
I'd say maybe a third.
Throw a number.
Out of 600, I mean, if you've only got 600 out of that many people.
As of the census from 2015, so they'll do another census, I think, next year. But
I would say, let's see, it depends on how many politicians you've got, how many votes there was.
Oh no, this was open to register voters. And just throw it in there. Out of 600, how many people you think voted?
I'd probably say around 100, give or take.
I would say lower than that.
Okay, what's your number, Mike?
Say, give me 100, and that way it's. I think it's around 100 probably.
Nothing. You're not going to make a guess, Mike?
It was Mike. He said 100.
Or Matt, I'm sorry.
Oh, I say it's lower than that. I would say 65.
Matt's the closest. 48. I was one of them. 48 people actually casted a vote regarding the road bond.
I figure that's half of what I said. That's really, really hard to believe. You know what I mean?
Oh, Channel 7 made a big deal about it. Now, the polls opened, like, I have video. Or did I talk about it? I ain't even done the video. There's video of me going to work that Saturday morning, and the polls were open at 6 o'clock this morning. And they didn't close till like 7 o'clock that afternoon. So it ain't that no one could have made it to the polls when it was open. Out of 600 registered voters, 48 actually went and voted.
That's pitiful.
That's amazing. Out of 31,000 people, only 600 registered.
I mean, I don't go and vote for every little thing but I make an attempt to do as much as I can. You know what I mean?
Okay, so now that's in perspective. I got the yes and no vote on that amendment. Out of the whole
Certainly,
state,
Mike.
the yes vote was 87,751. 72%. About 73%. No was 32,759, which was 27.18%. So basically, everyone south voted yes for the road bond.
About you, Mike.
The funniest thing is no one's paying attention to or realizing that. What's up, around and around?
Hello, my friend.
Yeah, he was asking about you, Mike, in the chat.
Yeah,
I'm not looking at the chat side.
yeah.
Right now, my bandwidth is minimal. But everything's going. I'll be getting up 1:30 in the morning, taking another freaking shower with a special stupid soap. And
They use a special soap.
yeah, it's I forget the name of it. And then I'll be heading down to Pittsburgh to lay on their slab. I was thinking about taking my cell phone in and running Skype with Nick, and that way make sure they're probing the right area. I don't want no pervert doctors in there.
That was like after it passed. I went to like the Facebook page for the local news, and the comment on I pretty much said I said I put in his comments I can't wait till I-70 is a toll road. And someone responded to me and said, that's not even grounded in reality. And I commented back to the guy, I said, no, I seem to remember the governor himself saying all options are on the table. Have fun paying to travel on routes on I-70, a road that we already paid for once. So,
like I mentioned in the past, they tried that crap in Pennsylvania with 80, and 80 cuts Pennsylvania in half. And we're like, oh, heck no.
what's up, E-Money? Yeah, I can't believe that. Anyway, so yeah, I'll use I-70 till they start putting toll booths in. Then I'll just have to use Route 40 going to work. And that's like these roads. Oh yeah, we're going to fix. Yeah, you know what their fix is? They started doing this road work about 2 weeks before the bond even went up for a vote. They're tar and chipping the roads.
Oh, that's a real fix.
Yeah, that's what Pennsylvania's been doing that for the last, what, 3-4 years?
They never stopped. They've been doing it for at least 30, 40.
Well, down around this area, the last 3 or 4 years, they've been tarring and chipping. And that is their, quote, fixing the roads.
We call it undercoat.
No, that's paint remover.
No, you go slow enough that it kicks the tar up underneath your car, but not fast enough to chip your paint. It's called undercoat.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's actually a section of Route 2, 4-lane road, that I'm surprised not more people are like losing their mind over yet, because there's a section, and I know they did it as they did a small section to test it to see if anyone bitched about it. It's a 4-lane road. It's tar and chipped.
4 lanes shouldn't be.
It is. This is Route. This, like I said, this is Westview Route 2. This is a state highway. And they did a small section to test it. I know. They wanted to see if anyone bitched about it.
I can hear it now. The officer asking you why you're riding in the median on your KLR, because it's smoother than the road.
Why are you riding median? Because the road's fucking tar and chipped, you asshole.
I've actually done that, believe it or not.
We're telling at the toll booth you're not paying because you're going to ride the median.
Yeah.
Gotta pay per axle. I want to get a unicycle discount. Just do wheelies.
Oh, it's going to be real fun. I know what they'll do. They won't put the toll booths. They'll put the cameras to take a picture of your plate and then mail you the bill.
That's what Pennsylvania's doing.
Or they'll do that and they'll have easy passes.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my question I'm posing to you. What happens if it can't see your license plate?
Don't feed him that idea. My plate will be gone next.
No, I'm not saying you're take a plate. I'm saying what happens if they can't see it?
Which I can kind of see that if you got like a light out or something at night. I mean, you might not catch you have a light out, and you can't catch the plate number.
I mean, we ride KLRs after all. I mean, well, no. What they'll do is they'll put night vision in the cameras.
Well, our police cars already have it built in. Sure.
They have what built in?
There's night vision for plate readers.
But okay, but what if you have your plate in such a way that it can't see it?
Then they pull you over for not having a visible plate.
So they're going to park a cop car right there, is what you're saying.
They very well could. That way your taxes are for the money that you're paying to go through the tolls, paying for that police officer to sit there.
Well, you could always black reflective tape and change a few numbers until you get through it.
Change the numbers.
Oh, see, I see it this way. Just have it set up so it flips, so there's like 3 different plates, and I'll have Matt's on one, and then Dante's on another, then mine. And whenever I want to break the law, I'll just flip to Matt's. I mean, it'll still come up 2009 KLR 650, you know?
Yeah, Matt, there's a flaw in this law right there.
Yeah, they would want to know why this guy from Tennessee is running up and down the roads all the time.
He's bored.
He's bored. He trucks all the way up here.
Yep. On his KLR, which the seat feels like it's a bunch of nails pointed the wrong direction whenever you're riding that far. I think a bed of nails feels more comfortable than a stock seat sometimes.
Hey, Matt, do you watch Fort 9?
Who?
It's Fort 9.
No,
it's a Canadian. It's so gear, but they have a YouTube channel and they got a guy who basically does all the videos for them. He was doing a review of a BMW GS 800 or GSA 800F or whatever, and he was doing like expectation reality comparison of these two videos, and I'm sitting there watching. I was like, okay, it's like he's acting like he's riding a KLR.
You say 4.9 or Fort 9?
Fort. I'll link you later.
Okay.
He had a V-Strom 1000, and I guess he's moving, and I guess he doesn't want to take the V-Strom, so he's taking a BMW. Which actually, if I was looking at a BMW, the F800 was what I was kind of gravitating to. But
I like them. I like the 1200 better, but I'm never going to take a trip that far. Need that much?
I don't know about the Culvener, man. That's too much money, man. That's too much money that I don't have.
But the 800, that'd be great. I mean, trips and short trips and be easy to use around town. It'd be about like owning a KLR.
It's the BMW KLR.
Hey, I like my KLR.
I like mine too.
Even on longer trips, I don't mind pulling over and giving my butt a rest. That's part of the trip, exploring, getting off and finding what's new. You know what I mean?
See, my problem is normally when I'm taking the trip, I'm on a time crunch. That's my problem. I got to get there.
Does that pad on your seat really help much, Mike?
What helps, actually, since I've redone my seat, I think the pad hinders it a little bit. The seat actually felt a little bit more comfortable without the pad. But I put the pad on to protect the vinyl.
Yeah, kind of like I wanted to do, but I decided to just go ahead and leave the AirHawk. Actually, Matt, if you're not wanting to recover your seat, go buy an AirHawk, man. I was very skeptical at first.
Recovering the seat is not hard.
Oh no, I know it's not hard. I mean, there's an upholstery shop right down the road.
You could do it yourself with a staple gun, a pair of scissors.
Yeah, I watched some of the videos, people doing that. But I mean, it's starting to come apart a little bit at the seam, but as far as everything else, it's fine.
See, before I reupholstered mine, I wanted to have somebody put the seams in like it would have been stock. But I'm like, you know what? The seams were actually what part of it was giving me a problem on that one side. The seam was actually causing a pressure point for me.
Yeah.
Figured out. And then once I learned to sand away just the very top coat of the foam to break that the mold release agent that they put on it. It made it so much more comfortable. It doesn't take a whole lot of sanding, just a scuffing, you know?
Like recently, last week actually, I rode a bike to work without the AirHawk on it because it was still soaking wet and I didn't want to wet ass. So I took it off and rode to work on just the regular seat. And it was weird because I didn't think I already got used to having that on there. But I actually felt like I was a little lower. And after about I forgot that about halfway to work, my butt would start. But I would start getting antsy on the seat. Now, like the ATV seat cover that I had and Mike had, that makes a little difference from the stock seat.
It does.
It takes
total stock.
It takes pretty much what is a 15-20 minute seat and turns it into like a 25-30 minute seat.
And to get a little bit more out of it, if you just take like an old the old exercise mat that women get, the thin ones,
The yoga
and
mat.
cut them into sections that are in between the seat and the cover, you'll actually gain even more, and it's more comfortable.
Like last year, I did the whole trip with just the ATV seat cover, and I got used to where I just had to tough it out. But I mean, I was really squirming, and I really did not want to look at the bike when I got to where I was going. Didn't get to do the trip this year, so I didn't get to do the test of the AirHawk, but I do know from a couple group rides I did riding around with people, I know I've been on the bike longer than I have been. And my butt wasn't hurting me as bad. But again, Airhawk, that's what, a 78 RC cover?
Yeah. You figure.
Because Mike remembers, because I was real skeptical about it.
I think you paid a bit more for that. But I mean, still, I mean, we're looking at the different price ranges. If you don't have the money, what I did, it helps. Is it the answer? No, but it helps. Then you go towards what Dante did with the Airhawk. That would be like night and day. Now to further it more, you could put even more money in and get like the sergeant seats, and I heard they work really well. You know, because you go a little bit wider, a little bit more of a like a pan setting where you're down in it a little bit. You know what I mean?
I think if I do end up replacing or redoing my seat, which I'm thinking about doing it this winter, is I'm going to get the seat concepts covered.
See, I'd be interested to see how well that works.
Because I've heard so many people say so good over it.
I mean, is it the cheap? Is it a cheap way to go? Really, no. But if you get so much more on it, I mean, it'd be cheap compared to the comfort you get out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the seat concepts, just the recovering kit is like $120. What's up, Levi? And the Airhawk that I bought was basically $86.
I mean, until my hips started really bothering me, I did a lot of peg standing.
Oh, 1 second, guys. Hey, honey, I gotta go get that new KLR. It's got a better seat.
It does. The new KLRs do have a different foam in them.
She said they're closed. Sorry.
They'll be open in the morning.
They'll be open.
Trying, she said.
Yeah, seriously, man. The new KLRs, they have the seats actually shaped a little different. They made it thinner.
It's thinner in the front.
He's tried hard. Say, honey, it looks better than mine. And I need to get crash bars this time.
That's what I told her. We were eating dinner. And, so you go out and crash this one? I said, well, no, I'll put crash bars on first.
No, just let her know you got to buy a parts bike to fix yours up. Keep yours fixed up. Then it's a parts bike.
What is a parts bike? Tell him you can keep the title.
No, you got to have the title and make it legal. But you're buying it as a parts bike, so as yours breaks down, at least you have parts. And that'll give me more parts to tear down too.
More parts to tear down. Oh, Jesus. He's scheming.
About 6 weeks, I'll be really busy. eBay will be making me some cash.
eBay. So you decide what you're going to do while you're laid up?
I'm throwing some ideas around. Nothing positive. It's just whatever my hip will let me do it. And that's basically how the doctor has actually told me to do too, because even like we asked him, approximate time ranges I'd be able to do certain things, and he said, really? He said, "With the way that I'm known to heal up. It might only take me 3-4 weeks." He said, "But most people take 6 to 10. You know."
Holy Christ. Yeah, that same seat pad I ordered about 3 months ago is now $107.
And instead of going in and doing it like, say, like my original hip was put in, he's going to do a front incision, he calls it, and that way my hip has a lot less chances of. So I'm playing with different cameras that I've got, so I'll be learning more on those while I'm laid up. A lot of my videos more than likely be shot on my front porch instead of in the lawn. That way, if it starts peeing down rain on me, I'm not rushing around getting my equipment in safety.
But Matt, I sent you the Amazon link that I ordered mine through.
Yeah, I saw it pop up. Yeah, there it is.
I actually had an Airhawk seat, and I must have thrown it away. It wasn't really a bike seat.
No,
it was actually bought for.
Yeah,
it was bought for a wheelchair.
Yeah, that's what the company originally did. They made seat pads for wheelchairs, and they started making.
Mine was for a small child's wheelchair. It probably would have fit the KLR just fine, you know.
Yeah, that's what they originally started as, and then they started making seat pads for bikes.
But I've been keeping my eye out. I know I had one around here because I had a child that I was hoping to adopt at one point in time that was wheelchair bound.
Oh yeah.
And I bought extras for his wheelchair. He had spina bifida.
Oh, okay.
That's been so many years ago. Who knows? You know. If I can come across it, that could be modified for the goat. You know.
Yeah, it'd just be a little more squared. Yeah.
What material is inside that? I mean, is it air?
It's a bladder that you pull out that you add air to.
Okay.
The one I had like there were like several different chambers going across.
Yeah, it's exactly like I don't have it in here. I'd show you. I'd have to go outside and uncover the bike to get it off. But it's like a bunch of little air pockets, and basically you don't need a pump or nothing. It's a little twist lock. You untwist it, you basically just blow in it with your mouth. I mean, it don't take much. Like pretty much the way everyone describes it is about right. It's got to feel like it's pretty much flat. Because if you put too much air in it, then you feel like you're riding on a fucking balloon.
Well, you want just enough to keep your butt up, so you're not getting pressure points, but you're not too high.
Yeah. It takes you a while to kind of get it, right where you want it. Because it took me 2 weeks. The first couple of days I used it, I think Mike remembers, I didn't like it at all.
No, you were complaining it was really tall, really high. It was kind
really
of hard.
It was really weird because I could feel myself shifting on it. Once I got the air. Go ahead.
I can remember you saying you were commenting that it didn't feel stable.
No. But once I finally got the right amount of air that I needed, it feels weird without it.
And I don't think I'd want anything moving around under me much.
Well, that's like I said, once you get it where you need it, you don't feel it anymore.
Heck, I forgot about even purchasing the one I had. And I was talking to Michelle about Dante's Airhawk, and she said, "Isn't that the same thing we bought? Isn't that what we bought for?" And it just happens to be the kid's name was Mike. And I was like, "Yeah, it is. It should be somewhere around here." Because I mean, kids are kids. I mean, we had troubles with holes being poked into it. Because I mean, they're kids, you know. But they are. You can repair them. I don't know if I'd want to repair it on a motorcycle seat, but on a wheelchair, it's not a problem. You know what I mean? I hate to have it going flat and turn totally uncomfortable while you're going down the road. I'm back to stock. Hurts.
Yeah, the first, I think like it took me a week. It took me a week to finally get it where I wanted it. It was definitely different.
I'm taking one of my luggage to the hospital tomorrow. On the bike. I'm taking my electric cooler with me.
I thought you said you
I've
weren't
got
staying
ice
the night.
packs. Huh?
I thought you said you wasn't going to stay the night.
I'm not. But what I'm doing is I'm taking my electric cooler with me. I'm putting it in the SUV, and I've got the ice packs. Put over wounds. The gel.
Yeah.
I've got like 8 or 9 of them. That was given to me, in a foam cooler. I'm just going to use my electric cooler to keep it cool. Frozen. They'll stay frozen for, if they're all together, I know that they'll still stay frozen for a good 7-8 hours. As long as you keep them together, you know?
Yeah. So Michelle's going to wait on you, huh?
She'll be sleeping. Her mom's going too. It's going to be a lonely drive down.
They'll push
A bunch of snoring.
They'll push you in the door and go shopping.
What's that?
In the door and then go shopping.
Actually, they'll probably be stacking out in the waiting room. She's into her last book she's trying to finish of the Game of Thrones, too. And she's planning on taking. Oh, she joined a church group for crocheting and knitting, where they're making hats for children and blankets for children, and they're sending them down to what's that? Island that got hit with hurricanes. Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, yeah.
They're sending them down for the children down there, and I questioned that. I'm like, "Are these nice warm blankets?" She said, "Oh yeah." I said, "Do you understand the climate they're in?" But I guess they do get cool nights, so to them. Gives her something to do.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned to Dante earlier today, heck, I'll be halfway to his house. I can just skip the surgery, just go on down and visit him for a while.
Well, that's why I asked if he's going to stay the night, because if he was, I'd spin up and visit, and I'd bring you presents.
No, the doctor said it was really up to me unless there's a serious complication, and I'm not going to be there any longer, not 1 second longer than I have to be. I hate those cesspools. Their food is not that good.
That's why they got a phone right there.
Yeah, I used to have. The last time I was down there, I had pizza delivered. Nurse was like, "You can't do that." Yeah, I can.
It's like, why can't I? I'm a grown adult.
Me and the roommate, we had pizzas delivered and two liters of pop, and we had a pizza party.
Pizza party.
I did that tonight.
So I dug this camera out a couple weeks ago and actually threw it on the helmet.
But your bike ain't made for drifting.
You make it drift, man.
It's not made for drifting.
Well,
then
Friday,
it worked out for
unless they change the weather forecast again. I know, like 3 or 4 hours ago when I looked at it, they were calling for rain Sunday. It actually does pretty good video. It's just kind of weird because I never. It's kind of weird because my video has never been like side view on the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of looks a little weird that way because. But I guess I don't have a mic hookup for it because the wired mic I run for the GoPro is USB on the end, so I don't gotta play with the adapter. But I'm thinking about picking up another mic for this, but I think I'm gonna loan this camera to someone who said they just sold theirs for financial reasons. And I told him, so, well, I can let you borrow my drift for a little while. And when you get your other cameras, just give it back.
I mean, whenever I had the camera on the side of me, the biggest problem I had was remembering that they can't see the one side. I forget to turn my head so you can see that side better. You know what I mean?
Well, you see the helmet.
Right. Well, see, with my setup, you didn't because, I mean, it was inside the helmet. I'm talking about whenever was running the MD-80. It was right beside my glasses, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it's to each his own. I mean, I don't prefer seeing a bunch of helmet in a video. That's just not one of my preferred views. But even my shot, I mean, it's a little high. Yeah, it does okay. I've actually thought about looking into the chin bar adapters.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That you can take on and off and see what I can do with that.
I seriously think you could hook yours up like I got mine. I think it'd fit.
I mean, I've actually thought, even like we mentioned before, between the two of us, going off the side of the chin bar and using the totem poles to bring it around. You know what I mean? And that would work. And actually, you could say that blocks off the ventilation a little bit. Yeah, that would actually quiet down the wind a little bit from going into my microphone too.
Yeah.
But a lot of that wind, I found out, is not just coming from the chin part. It's actually coming from the scoop, the peak. I have two vents that there's no opening, there's no closing them, and it comes down over your eyes and stuff. So it's like a big wind tunnel in there, you know?
Yeah, but that wind up by the brows, that should just be channeling up over your head. It shouldn't be coming down.
It comes down. There's two vents right behind your visor.
Yeah, that's
And-
wind up your brow.
And you can actually, the last time I was out with it, you can actually feel the air coming down.
I know on the others too, like I showed you, the ones up there, I can't close them either.
Hmm.
But they actually channel up, over my head.
These ones channel down. And if they're a problem, that's not a big deal. I can always block them off. You know what I mean?
That's what they make electrical tape for.
Oh, yeah.
I know all about that. I know all about blocking off vents.
Or Mike, you could just put a plastic bag over your head.
I tried that once, but I got yelled at. Kids shouldn't be playing with plastic bags.
Yeah, that's how I'll get this video flagged. Let me get a garbage bag.
See, if you get the clear the see-through black ones, it's like having a smoke visor.
Disclaimer, kids don't try this at home.
No.
Or no. Kids, try this at home. We're going to do natural selection.
Survival of the fittest.
Yep.
Your brain says no, you're fit.
Oh my.
But my helmet will be sitting in my computer room with its bag over it until I'm able to ride again. I haven't rebuilt it yet with the smoked visor. Except to a handful of people.
Yep.
I think it actually looks pretty darn cool. I get cool points for it.
Told you it would.
And I mean, within a minute, you could have it changed within a minute.
Yeah, not like this cocksucker. You gotta pop the caps off.
Yeah, mine just has the two screws, one on each side. And as long as you have a quarter in your pocket, it twists them right loose, no problem.
I need to hang this helmet.
I'm hanging my old one in the garage. I'm going to have an empty space between my first one and this one, and
I quickly
have a sign up.
My quick release is still on it. I took the scene off.
I'm gonna have a sign up on the wall that says recalled for my second helmet. The wall of shame.
Wall of shame.
The wall of shame.
I know in the spring I'll be getting me another one of those.
One of us. One of us.
Maybe I'll get a free one with the new KLR.
Yeah, you go ahead and get your new KLR. Tell your wife tell your wife that I said you was allowed. I'm sure that'll go up like a lead balloon.
Well, you need a new helmet, and I mean you can't just buy a helmet and not buy another KLR. Come on.
You need another bike to go with the new helmet. That's how it works.
Yeah,
See, I got
you need a new jacket, new boots, new gloves.
See, I got 3 helmets but 1 bike. See, I need 2 more bikes.
Yep.
Well, honestly, I believe it was yesterday or the day before I come home and she cleaned up. I keep my helmets on top of my safe. And I looked up and one was gone. She said, "I put your old helmet in the closet."
They're like trophies.
They're like trophies.
Actually, that's something I'm wanting to do after I heal up. I want to get my gun case out of its hole and put it where I can actually see it.
Oh, here we go. An old 86 Suzuki Cavalcade, $800. Part.
I mean, the only person other than immediate family who's seen my gun case is actually, well, two people. It's Suburban Rider and Nick, Dante.
Yep.
And it looks like I only have like 2 guns in it. No, I own 2 guns, but it looks.
Oh, well.
Well, I own a lot more than 2 guns.
Someone wanting to trade their Chinese dual sport for a rifle, bolt action rifle.
Deer season. Go out and buy yourself a wore out bolt action rifle
Oh, here we go.
for
Yeah.
$25.
All I know is it's Chinese made, Q-Link 200, needs throttle cable, kickstart lever, and blinker on the right rear. No idea if the bike runs. Has sat in barn for 2 years.
Oh, good trade.
There you go.
It's easier to use a gun as a paperweight as it is a motorcycle.
It's got Ohio plates on, so the title's probably long gone. Because Ohio apparently plays fast and loose with the titles.
I mean, my 8mm was originally bought for $25.
Originally bought.
Picks up like that up. Of course, I wouldn't want to mess with it because of the title. It probably doesn't have no title at all. I mean, if he would know how old it is if he had a title. You know what I mean?
Well, he doesn't. It's gone. He probably traded something for it and said, I'll use it as a dirt bike.
Yeah.
Because you don't need a title for a dirt bike. He just took a plate and threw on it.
I mean, it's not even worth me puffing over there for parts.
You hoof it and you like it.
Poof. It goes poof. You drop a smoke bomb and you're right there. I'll be on my crutches whenever I go to Matt's place. I have stakes hanging off my crutches. I'll have my stakes hanging off my crutches. That way we can have a cookout while we're doing it. Maybe I can talk you into helping me take the parts off your bike.
Oh my.
I would probably do it.
Making supper but listening. God,
That way,
he must have nothing better to do if he's listening to us. I feel for you, Keith.
poor Keith. My surgeon is actually interested in finding. He never heard of a KLR 650, but he's interested in. He likes light off-road riding for like exploring and stuff.
Then he doesn't want a KLR. He doesn't want a KLR.
I'm not talking about light as in light bike. I'm talking about just moseying around, which KLR can do that no problem. So I didn't have my cell phone on me yesterday, and it was actually in the SUV. And I told him, I said, "Well, I'll show you tomorrow," which is I mean, when I said meant Friday. And he said, "Sure, I want to see your bike."
Does he ride now?
Yeah,
What's he ride?
he rides little small trail bikes. That are really old, like back in the early '80s,
So
trails and stuff.
so he doesn't actually have his license yet.
Oh, he has his license. He said. He just said, "I have no want going fast or putting money into something big that I probably wouldn't like because it's just not me." But he said it'd be nice to have a bike that I can ride to the site, do what I want to do, then ride it home. I told him there's several different makes and models you can get. The KLR is just an example, you know?
There's the DR200.
I just prefer the KLR because I own one, you know?
Okay, take a guess who's the best girl out there. The nicest and not mean. The answer is none. Okay, that's interesting.
I disagree. My wife's very nice and not mean.
Let's go to channel. Is he trying to troll or what's he doing? He rides.
My wife's very nice unless we're in a motorcycle shop.
He has 141 subscribers. He's young.
Well, see, my wife, whenever I was looking at motorcycles, she kept on going, "This is a real nice one." She was looking at really expensive bikes I'd never be able to afford.
Well, yeah, that's why they're nice. They're expensive.
Like, no way.
Oh, I know who this is. Keelan.
Yeah, I'm surprised I hadn't got a comment on that that video where I said I saw that new KLR. It was so pretty.
It's Keaton. He changed his name on his channel again.
He's a Buckeye boy through and through. His dad did that several times, along with his uncle.
So we both got Keith and Keaton watching. We got 3 watching. I'm one of them.
I'm on.
Well, then the account must not count me then.
See, I would like to have Keith come on in.
They're welcome to. I just need to know how to. I need a way to contact them. Shares of his friends. Friend Austin King. Hey Keith, you want in? Tell me how to contact you. See about. What's
And don't forget, we're having the big meetup first week of September. We gotta get Matt come on over from his state. That way it can be big meetup.
So that way we can have all 3 of the colors for 09 right there.
Yep.
Where's this at?
It's in Newcomerstown, Ohio. It's more of a eastern Ohio, so actually central No, or Eastern.
I'm going to
Probably
turn the
south.
camera. Yeah, Dante will be there. I told you there's too many big name people.
What's that guy's name? Dante. I don't think he rides, but we can have him come over and play music. From Canada, kick it.
God, it plays music.
You actually sent me a link to him whenever you see my helmet. Kick. He wears a mask. His music is all natural sounds.
Oh, he ain't going to join. Yeah, sick it.
Second, okay. Keith's paying for all this, so Keith could pay him to come on down. And Keith's making the big bucks now working with the water plant.
Yeah, sick it.
Second. Be wild with his mask. Brass.
I sent you that because you said you just wanted to stand out. I sent you that because the moral of that video is, like you said at the beginning, if you do not fit in, you're doing something right.
Well, my helmet definitely will stand out. The bike stands out, so the helmet might as well too, huh? They mentioned that Cher might be there.
Yeah, that's it. I can't come. Shares going to be there.
Well, I figured we could throw Rotten Tomatoes at her. At that time, they'll be all ready to pull off the vine all rotten.
I'd be wasting my time.
Keep her locked up in the
If she could
basement.
turn back time.
What's that?
If she could turn back time.
Turn back to you. Okay. You do not own a microphone. God damn, Keith.
Plug in one of your stage mics with an adapter.
I don't know. The new helmet just doesn't take a good profile picture.
I've noticed that a little bit.
What do you mean?
Your new helmet?
Yeah, it doesn't take that good of a profile picture.
It looks better from the front a little bit, I mean.
Yeah. Where see, like when I did a shot like that with the icon, it looked better.
I've got to do that with my helmet sometime so I can start looking like you guys. Instead of just a bike sitting there. Like, I'm running a Coca-Cola commercial here. Come on, Coke, start sponsoring me.
Start sponsoring.
I mean, I live in the Coke area. I mean, the Coke factory. Well, the Coke factory is not too far from me.
Dude, there's a Coke factory not far from me. You're not special.
They need to start sponsoring. Come on. You don't have a Coca-Cola bottle in your picture.
No, but I can put a picture of a Mountain Dew bottle.
People ask me, what do I use those front cans for? That's one of the answers right there.
It's the request for more beer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's really good to put your pop bottle on whenever you're standing on your bike.
That's what I've been needing this whole time. Oh man.
Yeah, like I mentioned, I found out I can vape with that helmet, so I'm all good.
I can't vape. That was the important part.
Mm,
Oh, I think I'm going to end the live portion of this, guys. Everyone who came, thanks for watching like always. Mike, thank you for coming. I know you said you wasn't going to come.
actually, shortly after this, I'll be hitting the sack because it's going to be a short night for me.
I know. Speedy recovery, man. Look forward to talking to you afterwards and look forward to having you next week.
I'll keep in contact.
You don't love us no more. Come on, Keaton. Anyway, thanks for coming, everybody. I really appreciate it. We'll do this again next week, like always. Keith, go get yourself a microphone. We'll get you in here. And same way, Keaton, we'll get you, however. And thanks for coming, everybody. Take it easy.
Well, if you want time.